The Nuclear Regulatory Commission has issued, wait for it, its first new operating license since 1996. This allows a plant in the Tennessee Valley to begin generating electricity before the end of the year from a nuke. That's a big win for my next guest, Tennessee Republican Senator Lamar Alexander. How long did it take you to get this permitting process? And I know the plant has been built. From soup to nuts, how long did it take?
Well, from soup to nuts, probably 30 years, 35 years, because they started it, then they stopped it, then they started it again.
Okay, now when will it actually start creating juice, as in electricity?
It does that now. It's fired up. It's started. It'll produce about 1,250 megawatts. To try to give you some sense of that, we have 99 reactors in the United States. I guess this makes 100. And they produce about 20% of all the electricity in the country, about 60% of all the carbon-free electricity. So it's of massive importance to the United States.
Yes, it is. But what I don't understand is we want non-fossil fuels. We want to create electricity without putting carbon into the atmosphere, and nuclear power is the way to go. So why don't we embrace nuclear power? Surely it's the power of the Greens, because they ain't having it at any price.
It surely should be. I mean, you're not going to solve climate change with windmills. I mean, windmills we're spending billions of dollars on. You can't run a country that uses 25% of all of the electricity in the world, our country, with windmills that only operate part of the day. And you can't replace coal or natural gas or any fossil fuel with windmills and solar panels. The only really clean, cheap, safe, reliable electricity for a country this large is nuclear power. We should have 100 new reactors, not one.
Okay, how much will the electricity cost? Can you give me just an idea of price, the electricity produced by this nuke plant?
Well, the National Academy of Sciences did a study that shows that nuclear power is relatively inexpensive. The plant is expensive, but the plant lasts for up to 60 years, and some of them may go as long as 80 years. And they operate all the time, 95% of the time. Wind only blows about a third of the time. So the cost is relatively comparable to coal and natural gas, and the renewable energies are more.
Do you think that a Republican administration, if that's what happens in next year's election, a Republican in the White House, Republicans in the Senate, and Republicans in the House, do you think you'd get a few new nuke plants built with that political scenario?
Yes, but regardless of your politics, you ought to be for nuclear power, because if you care about climate change, it's the only solution. If you care about your job not going to Mexico, you want reliable electricity. If you want the safest form of electricity, it's nuclear power. They've got a better safety record than any other form of electricity. Not one single person was hurt at 3 Mile Island 25 years ago, or 35 years ago, which is the most celebrated nuclear accident we've had here.
Yeah. Senator Lamar Alexander, a pleasure to have you on the show, sir. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.